Hello, Space Engineers. I have set up a little test here. Want to see the differences between a few different ways of pathfinding or making a route between 2 points. This first test here is going to be, this is the old-fashioned remote control block. I've got one way up front there. I'm going to see how well it does at finding its way. I've got a series of points. You can see a test path up there that's going to fly through to try to get to the other connector. See how good it does or does not do. And then after this is done, I'll set up and run one with the new AI blocks. And then for giggles, I might set up a path autominer route. You can set it up as a shuttle, set it up between the same 2 points just to see how it does. I'll play them back to back so we can see how they do compared to each other. I'll probably speed up parts of this so you don't have to sit here and watch the whole path in real time. As we see here, we're approaching the destination. As you nose through the flight path with the precision mode off, the remote block will overshoot its target, then turn around, go back to it. It has to put the remote block in the middle of that GPS point that you set. Otherwise, it'll just sit there and float around. Uh-oh. Looks like it is stuck. Did I forget something? Just try turning that off. Then turning that back on. Turn precision mode back on too soon. And as you can see now that it's there, it didn't line up right for the connection. A lot of that is drone design. I've got my remote block up here at the front. It is through the middle of the connector, but it's up front. If it was back right next to the connector, it would do a better job. And And also if you put the connector on the bottom of your drone instead of on the back, it makes things easier. So while the old-fashioned remote block, I think it has seen some improvements. As you notice, it pretty much stayed level with gravity all the way through. It hasn't always been able to do that, I don't think. But given that, it's not perfect. It's got problems. But did follow the path and get here. Now, I'm going to put it not connecting down to drone design more than the block itself. Well, I'm going to reset all this, fly this thing back to the original location, and see if I can't get a combination of the AI basic and the AI recorder to take this thing back here and connect it back up to this station. Well, now here we are. I have got it set up. Turn those off. I've got set up using the basic AI block, or I believe I do. I haven't actually ran it through the course yet. But it's got all the same waypoints. The docking sequence at the end will be slightly different. But let's see how this one does compared to the remote block. Let's see if this works. Once again, I'll probably speed up part of this so we don't watch the whole thing in real time. As we approach our destination, looks like the AI basic gets up to a higher speed. I had the same speed limit set for both blocks of 90 meters a second, but seemed like the AI basic was more willing to use that acceleration and speed to get up to the top speed. The other thing I noticed is instead of coming back and overshooting waypoints, the AI basic, even with precision mode off, slowed down a lot to almost a stop at each waypoint before it on to the next. Now, I've seen this behavior. I don't know why it does this. It is slowly making progress. And it did not turn on my connector. There it goes. Well, as you can see, it switched over to using the AI recorder for the docking sequence, and can't really see it in there, but I've got the AI recorder it's in there backwards compared to the other blocks. That's what's allowing it to fly backwards so it can connect on the back. So keep that in mind when you're setting it up. If you've got your connector on the back like this, you may have to turn a block around to get it to fly backward to your connector. Where with the remote control, you don't have to do that. You can tell it to fly backwards. New blocks don't have that option. But you can simply put it in backwards and get the same result. Well, I'll go back. I'll set this thing up to run P.A.M. I need to add a few blocks to do that. I don't have the programmable block. I'll probably need to add a screen somewhere. But I'll go set this up to run P.A.M. now and fly it, get it to fly path over here. We are now back. I've got the shuttle set up. Well, technically it's kind of a cargo drone. There is a cargo container in there. But I've got it set up for P.A.M. The only thing I have added to it from the previous 2 versions is to put a programmable block on there. I put the screen in here so we can see. And with just those 2, you're getting a lot more functionality. Now, you can't use scripts in a lot of situations, so I get that, but at the same time, if you can use scripts, P.A.M. is pretty straightforward to set up. Get some of this junk off my head. You know, and with this, you can set up a lot of different shuttle jobs. Go here, you can see you can set several different times, conditions to leave a connector. Get back around and undock here. You could set it up differently for each one, so you can do so it's full, empty, your batteries, hydrogen. There's lots of different stuff you can do with this, and it's only 2 blocks as opposed to setting up a path. You need your AI basic, you need a flight, so that's 2 blocks there you need. In addition to that, you'll probably need another set of those, or at least another AI basic for your return path. You need your task recorders for docking, because I'm not sure the AI basic would do a good job of docking. It may be able to, I haven't tested that. But, you can do with just 1 block really. You don't need the screen, that just makes it easier to control. You can do everything all those AI blocks can do with 1 script. But we're here to see how it flies compared to the others. You have to pre-fly your path, and it's going to try to copy exactly what you do, so how good or bad a flyer you are, it will copy that. Keep that in mind. But now that we've got it set up, this is set up as the home position. We can tell it to fly to the job position. It disconnects on its own and goes to work. Once again, I'll probably speed through some of this. here we are coming back in. It does seem that P.A.M is being a little more cautious than what it used to be. It still goes pretty smoothly, but sometimes it has to stop and wait and hit a point exactly before it moves on. I don't think it's always done it quite as much as it's been does. And as I said, as good or bad of a flyer as you are, that will be the path it records. So you can see where I didn't have things lined up real well. But as for docking, it's pretty hard to beat what P.A.M does. It'll swing it around and line it right up, and it'll nail the center of that connector every time. So that's the video I've put together showing the 3 different options. All 3 of them can work and can be made to work. If you're in a situation where you can use scripts though, I'd highly suggest using a script. I use P.A.M a lot because it works pretty good. It's not that hard to set up. So if you're in a situation, like I said, you can use it, just use it. It's easier to set up than a remote block. It's easier to set up than the new AI blocks. The new AI blocks can get the job done, but you're going to need more blocks to achieve the same goals that you get with just a programmable block and a remote block. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Good luck out there.